Welcome back, guys. As we took a short little dinner break, Lacoste, we're going to be jumping into the series that's still going on. Gambit versus Team Empire 1-1. And this last game will give us our winner to face against Team Spirit.
Yeah, they faced each other. It wasn't a 20-minute stomp. The first game lasted for 40 minutes, the second one for 30. We saw a little bit of it while we were eating our lasagna. So I think these both teams, teams in general in CIS scene, besides VP, are kind of equally skilled. Everyone can win against any team. Even though we saw yesterday Navi beating Virtus Pro 2-0, so maybe
5 seconds remaining.
That's the rise of the Navi. Navi's back.
The real Navi comes.
Yeah, who knows? But these teams, all familiar faces, some new. Daxak, Vanskar, Afaninj, Kingar, and I'm not sure who their fifth player is.
I've been calling him Old. I don't know what the second part of his name means. But yeah, previous games. Game 1 was a 40...
that's Afterlife.
Afterlife. Game 1 was a 42-minute victory for Empire with Kotal, Sandking, Skyrath, Weaver, Marana. Gambit opened Brew, Dazzle in both of their games. Second game was a 30-minute win for Gambit with a Visage, Brew, Dazzle, Dragonite, Beastmaster. Push strat galore, it looks like, in Game 2. And now into Game 3, where we have a Brew Grimstroke opener. No Dazzle for them. A little bit of a change-up. The Dazzle into the hands of Empire with Tusk this time. But a Naga Siren, a hero that is really starting to come back to the forefront of carry players' minds. What do you think about this Wraithband, Non-Radiance, Diffusal Blade Manta, Battle Naga Siren?
I love it. I mean, Naga, I think everyone got kind of bored and tired when there was a Naga patch, just rushing Radiance, Dragon games, 60-plus minutes. But this new Naga, I don't like, in general, that we have more RNG skills in the game. Like, it's less skill. I mean, you're just relying on pure luck, whether it's going to trigger or not. 17% on her third spell on Tide Rip.
Well, it's on illusions as well, though.
Yes, so you can farm a lot. As you mentioned, the item build, pretty much the same every single time I saw Naga Siren being played. 3 raid bands, power treads, and then Diffusal Manta style. And probably just get the heart after for the tankiness.
Sounds about right. Gambit with a Sand King to round out their first couple of phases. Empire, Alina and Weaver now coming out. Dazzle, Tusk, Alina, Weaver. Reasonably squishy heroes across the board. I'm interested to see where this Lina goes. If it's going to be a G Lina mid.
It looks like a mid Lina, but it could also be an off lane. Lina put Dazzle on mid, have Tusk Lina on top. For example, that sounds like a good lane. There's going to be a lot of action in this game. We can already see so many stuns and control on both teams. I like the Weaver pick for Team Empire against the Grimstroke, against the Brewmaster. No matter what they pair it up with, she can just, when I say she, I mean Weaver, she can just run away.
I'm just looking at the previous game. G did play the Lina mid against a DK. And lost. Super hard. I don't know what kind of rotations happened, but that didn't look too good for that Lina. 3-6-1, and then the DK was 11-1 and 13. Definitely had a bit of a struggle there, so probably expecting the DK ban out of Team Empire to come out in that final spot. What do you think about Gambit's setup, though? Grim and Brew is their 4 and 5, Naga 1, Sand King 3. And they're left looking for a mid-hero?
It looks like it's going to be a mid-hero. I don't find Naga Siren particularly strong if it's going to be a matchup against Lina. She just clears the illusions with her spells. It's just free gold for Lina. Even though she could score an easy kill with only 1 point in net with the rotation from either Sand King or a Grimstroke.
Lion ban. Team Empire pretty light on initiation and stuns in general, I guess. You know, Tusk into Lina, pretty much their only combination so far. Snowball into LSA. And Lion, of course, pretty spectacular against Brew, stopping the ulti, nuking Grimstroke. You talked about getting on top of Grim and just blowing him up, something he's susceptible to. But it's also the ground stun against Sand King Sandstorm and the mana drain against Naga Illusions. Like, Lion would have been a great all-round pick, I think.
Yeah, you pointed out stun against Sand King, but it doesn't work like that anymore. Sand King got so buffed. I mean, you can stun him.
You can still, yeah.
Yeah, since it's not a channeling spell anymore.
Taking their sweet time with this final ban, Team Empire. Just get rid of the DK. Just get rid of it. Tempo controller, double Dragon Tail into Grimstroke's ulti. Soulbind, there it goes. Dragon Knight's gone. Empire do have to pick first here, though. Gambit with that ultimate last pick.
I mean, they could put Weaver on the offlane. All these heroes fit multiple roles, so it's they're kind of not showing anything at this moment.
I'm wondering about like Dazzle mid.
They could,
but Lina support. Not sure how I feel about it. Beastmaster as a final pick. I mean, I don't know what's happening. You're shaking your head as well.
This hero could be played as 3-4-5. So
yeah. Even, like, we don't see it much anymore. The 2 Beastmaster, I guess, is probably dead now, with Call of the Wild being the go-to skill. But I'm not sure. We'll see. Gambit.
10 seconds
a full minute
remaining.
To decide on their final hero.
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a Dazzle Tusk. Probably supports, or they could swap Dazzle and give him farm priority, which I think it's a bit better than giving a prioritized farm of the Beastmaster. But then you have a Beastmaster Dazzle lane, which is not that strong. If they put Dazzle, let's say Dazzle Beast or Beastmaster Tusk, then you have strong lanes: Dazzle plus Weaver, Beastmaster plus Tusk, and Lina on a mid lane. Still depends on the hero they pick for the mid lane.
They do have to take that into consideration, obviously. Don't want to pick something that fails to Dazzle or loses lane to Lina.
Even though they have 2/3 big ulti cooldowns on Gambit, Sand King, Nagasar and Bruce split, they could still take a fight even if ultis are down. So OD, I don't know. I feel like OD is really strong, but you need to play around him. You need to. This is a hero that doesn't play that good from behind, even though he has received a couple of buffs that actually allow him to do so. Has AoE clear with the orb, can farm ancients with it. So it's gonna be a G on Lina, which means OD against Lina.
I don't know how that lane goes anymore. Lina has felt super lackluster recently.
Oh yeah, Lina's armor early on is super low. And she's squishy. Once you get on top of her, she also just dies. And the OD can set up ganks pretty easily. I suppose he's going to go for max Astral build, maybe even get 2-2-1 on level 5. But considering the heroes that they have, I would assume he's going to max out the Astral. Sanking rotation.
Brewmaster, Grim,
yeah, whoever rotates, it's kind of a guaranteed kill on Lina. So Madden is going to need to be the one having a TP all the time when they try to dive Lina, just to save him.
Got to keep himself on his toes. That poor little Dazzle. Plenty on his plate here. Game 3 as we jump ourselves into the final game of this series between Gambit and Empire.Faith. As the winner of this will move on to play against Team Spirit in that upper bracket. Of course, the series that we're waiting for. We had a couple of very quick games, so we are in an interesting position schedule-wise. Well, then we have the good luck, have fun's come out. Empire smoke immediately from their tier 2 mid, tipping as they go along. Miposhka on the Beastmaster leading the charge with Velior on the Tusk. Madden, the Dazzle, and Kuman with G. The Weaver and Lina bringing up the rear. Gambit setting up for bounty runes. Pretty normal stuff from them. Not holding this high ground, though, which is going to turn out to be a little bit of a mistake. Smoke pops. In come the boars with a poison touch. Are we going to move in? Sand King thinking about his plans and his routes and options. King R finally dies as G lets the slave loose.
Will wash over this land.
I mean, it's easy to backstab with the move like this, since you're going from behind and you're going from a high ground to a low ground, since that one's changed. And Lina gets the last hit, so that's gonna be just a recipe for Null Talisman. A lot of gold shared from that kill.
Nice early boost to the stats. Vanskor thinking about going in. It will be the double top for the Dire, and Dahak down bottom. Naga Siren going to grab herself up a couple of bounty runes as well. How are we setting up these lanes then, Lacoste? Is this what we want to see? Tri-lane against tri-lane top lane?
I mean, if it's gonna be Naga Siren against a Beastmaster, I think they're fine with it. Beastmaster is gonna get a lot of farm and he can harass Naga Siren, but she has really high armor.
Oh. That tag team nearly closing out the life of Vanskor. He's TP'd bottom.
I'm not sure if that's worth it. He's gonna use all of his tangos and gonna get harassed a lot. Sometimes it's just better just to die.
Yeah, or TP back to Fountain. Get yourself all healed up, but he will be down bottom for now. Drunken Brawler at the ready to try and kill off these boars or trade hits with the Dazzle. Keeping my eyes on top, though, this Tusk playing very aggressively with that tag team. But we have this Ink Swell with the Burrow Strikes, and Velior in trouble. No, Stout Shield with a Magic Stick, keeping him up and running. And Sand King really wants to focus on this creep wave for now. Getting that CS vitally important for them. Bottom, a bit of a move made onto Miposhka. The boars are going to get cleared out. Vanskor nicely done by the Brute. Still an irritating lane here for Dahak to stick around in.
The sounds are really low, Gary, in-game sounds. Did you change anything?
Loud or low?
Yeah, they're really loud.
Really loud for you. I can turn them down a touch. Yeah, let me
Thank you very much.
reach over.
If you miss a kill, it's gonna be on you.
Yeah, that's definitely... Oh, is it bottom? Is it...
Nothing's happening. No one's gonna die. At least in the next 5 seconds. So mid lane, pretty even so far. OD 11 against 9. You only missed 1 kill. That's okay.
Well, that's the best I can do for now.
That's good. Thank you so much, Gary.
Perfect. I think I turned them up when we put the game to spectate. Righty-ho. Oh, I've missed another one. He died to neutral tower, but it's fine. He's just going to reset, revive, TP back to lane with a Wraith Band that the Naga Siren has already grabbed up. So what happened to the Sand? Oh, we'll come back in a second. G, Dragon Slave in a second as well, but he doesn't go for the chase. Scared of what's lurking in the shadows or reaction TPs. Sand King top, what happened up there?
So I didn't see. I was actually watching bottom. Tusk level 2, 1-1-1 build. I mean, tag team we saw in the previous game. It was being maxed out, but the problem is all of his spells are so good, and lowering the cooldown on the Ice Shards and Snowball could also get priority in this game.
Yeah, it's difficult to strike a balance sometimes, but into mid, we've got the Ink Swell onto G. LSA with the TP of the Tusk will close that gank out for now, it looks like. Alpha Ninja with an Astral. And again, like you were mentioning, setting up for any of these heroes to just walk into lane and try and catch a kill on the Lina. So Empire very much on their tippy toes when it comes to TPs to try and turn things around. They have left Sand King top alone. Level 2 Sandstorm. And Kuman. Oh, what's happening there? Sand King is going into the creep wave, cutting through the trees. Weaver and Tusk. Shard block in. Level 1 Burrow Strike is ready. Not going to go and use it just yet. Does he want to try and get low ground from here? He's going for it, but he's not going to manage. Meanwhile, bottom. We do have a go onto the Dazzle. Vanskor body blocking. He's going to have the backup of the Grimstroke arriving. Inkswell onto 2. Miposhka and Madden, they still get the kill.
He's gonna die with Grimstroke.
Now this boar is slowing him so much. Miposhka's just chasing it.
Yeah, that's Boris for you. That's a Russian boar.
Boris the boar. Vanskor's TP back. Is Vanskor just going to feed as well? He wants the Dazzle, crits and hits. There's another crit, 3 in a row it looked like, but Vanskor's still in trouble as the boars, they kill him off. Miposhka, basically a triple kill.
Man, he's so farmed. He's gonna have, if they pick up a couple of bounty runes, it could be a 6-minute Vlads. We can see more and more players not picking up Boots of Speed that early on. He could be in problem. Let's see.
He's alright. Mid lane, very even farm-wise. Levels pretty close. Lina just a touch ahead. Will crack level 6 before the OD. That's probably what G is aiming for right now. That first Laguna Blade kill. Alpha Ninja gets smoked up with Vanskor as the Brew heads up top. Sand King cutting wave with level 1 Caustic. Kuman's Weaver trying to figure out exactly what to do, but Vanskor.
Bottom lane, Grimstroke.
Oh yeah, you're right. King R being caught out yet again. These boars, absolutely sickening how much they slow you down. Mid lane, they're trying to go in onto G, but he's playing that high ground ramp very well. OD with level 3 Astral, not going to be able to catch the Lina. Instead, goes for the creeps. G expending LSA there. Doesn't have mana for Laguna Blade anymore. This goal, no, they've spotted Vanskor as Kuman kills off the Sand King.
So 10 for 1, actually. I thought Gambit was getting more kills out of this.
It felt like it. But that bottom lane feeding, what, 3 or 4 in a couple of minutes? Who has... But that's always a question, right? Is who has been dying? Who is the feeder on this team? Sand King 3, Grimstroke 4, and Brewmaster 3. So the 2 main cores, they haven't died yet.
Whenever I see Equilibrium being used, it feels like AA used Cold Feet.
Yes.
It's kind of a same effect.
That spinning shit on his head confuses me sometimes. Well, Vanskor wandering back down towards bottom. Gambit just trying to get this Naga into a position where she can go back into the jungle, farm into the treads, the diffusal blade, and actually become a hero that can be played in the Dota 2 video game. Sandstorm, Afterlife in trouble again. You will get a Burrow Strike quickly onto the Weaver, but there's absolutely no way he survives there, and in the meantime, they are going for a bit of a dive down behind the bottom tier 1. Hawk over the top, Vanskor perfectly scouted, easy peasy. Grimstroke's come in, he's given them the old wave from 100 meters away, but he doesn't want to get close to these boars.
Yeah, this is the problem with Grimstroke. If you're not having a good time early on, this hero just falls off. And we mentioned, once you get on top of him, the hero feels completely useless, and they have really nice gap closers with Tusk and Weaver. Go Gary.
I don't think anything's really going to happen there. Is King R going to die? Actually, is King R going to die? Miposhka just standing his ground. The Sandstorm arrives from Sand King, but the Dazzle still here with a level 1 Grave. Poison Touch in 5 seconds as well, with 6 stick charges to play around with. Vanskor falls.
Might kill them all.
2v3, Lacoste. 2v3, they're winning this fight. Gambit, they are bleeding out. It's all crumbling down around them, and in the meantime, Dahak scouted out by the Tusk. The tips. No, leave the Sand King alone.
Even Alpha Ninja tipped Sand King.
Well, Dahak is here with the Grimstroke. Nice snowball, though. And Lina wants a piece of the action. LSA on the Naga. G, no Laguna Blade. The Grave onto Velior with the Song of the Siren. Dahak going for the TP out. Poison Touch not going to finish him off. And they still want the 2 in the back, though, as the LSA catches both. Alpha Ninja cannot stand and fight. King R will be the sacrifice.
I mean, this is just brutal to watch. 17 kills, 9 minutes in. We discussed how this game could be a little bit too aggressive for somebody's style, but it's CIS scene, so it's kind of expected. And feels like in this patch, I see different regions playing differently. Well, what are you pointing out? Lads?
No boot. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So this build, he's level 7, max boar, sitting on 7 armor. I mean, his boars as well have a lot of damage.
But he's got boots and medallion coming to him on courier. Ether lens for G. Is that done? Yeah. That's completed. It's been a while since I've seen Lina go straight into Ether lens.
I've seen it in some of the pubs as well. That's where you test stuff. So she's gonna hit level 10 pretty soon. Bottom lane. Once she's level 10 with the cast range talent plus Ether lens, you can basically stun from fog.
I'm going to tell you now, Lacoste, I'm not going to play-by-play any more Empire kills. I'm only going to play-by-play the Gambit kills. Come on, Alpha Ninja! No, he nearly gets G. And now silence. Just give them hope. Give them faith, you know? Gambit, run away. Alpha Ninja's going to be able to turn and burn here, and maybe a kill will come out of it with the Astral onto Tusk. Taken out of the game for a second, but the Poison Touch kills him before he can get the experience. Oh, it's disastrous scenes of calamity here. Gambit, what are you meant to do? As G grabs double bounty runes. I don't know who else got them. Kuman got one up top at least. 10 minutes in, 2-18 with a 9,000 net worth lead.
Kingar, man. He gets evaporated from so far away. Cast range, Ether lens, Laguna from downtown.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And a double damage rune to boot. Top lane, Weaver's going 1v2. Kuman, don't care. Dahak and Vanskor. Not really much they can do here. He has time lapse. Feels like there's absolutely zero. Oh, maybe now's the chance. He's used Shikuchi a little ineffectively there. He's actually looking for the kill. He's actually looking for. He's actually getting the kill. 1v. Another net. Okay, Dahak. 17%. Come on. I believe. Another one. Oh, the song. Oh no. He's TPing away. Look at all the dire heroes coming. He's TP'd. He's gone. King R?
Gonna find King R again.
Like they die so quickly.
I mean, Gambit at this point seems really tilted.
They sure do. Even though they won game 2. A little bit weird. Maybe they're a little bit sad that their heroes got banned out. Or if that swarm hits.
I mean, that's a level 4 Brewmaster. Grimstroke bought a tome for himself, which means this Brewmaster is gonna be completely useless for the rest of the game. He's level 4. You need to have your ulti up around 10-11 minute mark and just try to find a kill with it.
Will he hit level 6 before the game ends?
That's a good question.
That's my question to you, Lacoste. Oh, Alpha Ninja's hasted. This could be big. They've got the Soul Bind with a Burrow Strike, trying to take down the Tusk, but the Grave is there. Silence ends as that Phantom's Embrace is taken off. Kuman diving in deep behind enemy lines as Velior is found. The mana is burnt. Stolen by Alpha Ninja means Kuman struggling to get his spells off. Kills off King R, but I think this Astral will seal the deal, and it will indeed. 4-23 now, as Gambit double their kill score.
That's a good kill, plus they denied the tower, Sanking, getting closer to his Blink Dagger, still wouldn't see an Epicenter. Kind of hard to execute, but OD, what did he buy? He bought drums, so he wants to mine bottom lane.
Dahak, no song, and they've got the roar. G is here with a long-range attack damage, LSA, to make damn sure that Naga dies, and a full Yule Scepter on top of Ether Lens at 13 minutes. We've reverted to, what, 7 point whatever it was, Lina? The old, the good Lina.
The good
before she got...
Good Lina, you didn't like the last one with Shadowblade, the damage Lina?
No, not a fan.
So I expect him to get Aghanim Scepter probably in this game. Pure damage, just blow people up. Sanking, 200 gold away from his Blink Dagger. Also, we mentioned drums on OD, wants to have as much mana as possible, contribute to his team with some attack and move speed. Also gives him a little bit of tankiness. And I've seen Tranquil Boots on OD as well, especially if you're playing mid matchup. You get it early on, since it doesn't trigger anymore
Dahat
Attack, the Hawk.
perfectly spotted. Song not even coming. Lifted her arms in the air, but the Naga Siren, she wasn't fast enough. And Gambit, well, they've got to start caring about this. These deep wards from Empire are really starting to pay off.
They need a 4-staff. OD needs to buy one. Just to save people from LSA, from Beastmaster's Roar. Also amazing against the Shards and Snowball to get Tusk out of position. This opens up to Roche. These small items, Vlad's again.
Oh, Vanscore has ulti, and that's a nice epicenter. Burrow onto 2. Damage is huge, but the snowball. Empire swing it back in onto the OD with an LSA to hold them in place. They've killed Alina, though. That's a nice grab. G's gone and a streak taken, but the rest of Gambit have to battle through. They've got no more Primal Split. They need King R and Afterlife here to do some big damage, but they are lacking until the Burrow Strike again. Sand King saving the day. Really is. Beautiful play here from Gambit around the Roshan pit. They claim the lives of 3 Empire heroes, and the rest of them running to the hills. Beastmaster and Weaver escaping with Aegis in hand. Roshan claimed. Gambit
showing they
sign
can't
of
be
life.
underestimated. Very nicely done by Sanking. Also, Grimstroke again. Just using a Soul Bind plus a Silence and 2 targets with the Burrow Strike. That's a lot of damage, but we gotta give credit to Tusk. He dragged this fight for so long with his Snowball.
I mean, Vanscore got to use his ulti. You know, he hit level 6 at long last. First Primal Split of the game. First team fight win, and a breath of fresh air from Gambit's side of the map. He's going to get found, though. G with a very quick Yule Scepter. Dispatching with the Brewmaster immediately. And Kuman closing in on Lincoln's on this Weaver with double Wraith treads already up. Top 3 net worth? Would you believe it? Empire heroes. 9k, 8.7, 8.3. The closest, 5.3, 5.2 on the OD, Naga, and Sand King. And that's just, you know, testament to Gambit. Pulling off such a decent, I'm not going to call it a sick fight or an amazing fight, but a decent enough fight when you're 15, 16k net worth behind.
Yeah, I gotta say I don't like the build on Naga Siren. 4 raid bans into Yasha. I mean, your Yasha, that's half of the Diffusal Blade. But once you get a Diffusal Blade, it's just a different hero.
It's kill power.
Yes, and she... I mean, you can't really afford to build Boots of Travel as your next item. That's 2,000 gold. You need to have item to fight with.
Ooh.
Sanking's doing a good job just being on a different side of the map, cutting the wave, but Team Empire, they might be knocking on your tier 3 soon.
Yeah, I saw the Yasha and I can kind of rationalize it. You're behind, you want to farm. Okay. The Boots of Travel after is a step too far, it feels like.
That's unacceptable in my opinion. You can't really just invest 2,000 gold in an item that doesn't do anything. This game could end in the next 3 minutes.
Exactly. Like you're saying, they're on your doorstep, knocking on your door. They are literally taking your tier 3s on multiple lanes. Sand King's still cutting bottom, so tier 3 down there is going to be healthy for now. Naga Siren's back in the dire jungle farming. Has a TP scroll.
They are ready. They want to fight Weaver. With the Aegis, Beastmaster has a Necrobook. 1 ready, needs to use Courier to get Necrobook to look at the range of it.
Yeah, they've got the range on the LSA as well. Needs an Astral to save that Brewmaster. He doesn't have buyback, and they need this Primal Split. They're not going to get it. Kuman goes in, finds the kill, and time lapses out. Now, looking towards Alpha Ninja, but the Burrow Strike catches a couple of them, and Empire, they'll fall back, heal up, and continue with this tier 3 battle. They're not pushing forward and diving too deep. Even though Alpha Ninja is a fraction away from death, G with a Blink Dagger, actually. Coming out strong with a long-range Dragon Slave, Yules up to dodge the net, and the first lane of barracks 18.5 minutes in.
Ulti.
Here it comes, but he whiffs on the Burrow Strike, only catching 1. That's a big kill, though. G is gone. They've taken out Arax, but the Song, it catches 3. Empire, they don't have Lina. 2 heroes on 400, 300 health or so in the middle of them all. Weaver gets away with a Lincoln Sphere. Madden with Valior sticking around, still battling. Aegis of the Immortal for Kuman might need to be expended here as the Primal Split will be forced out. Madden trying to get away as they have bled out 3 into 4 kills. Gambit hold their high ground to some extent. They did lose a tier 3 in a building, though.
Oh man, this is one of the better Sanking performances that I've seen after the hero got buffed. He's single-handedly keeping them in game.
It looked like he could have gone for a huge Burrow Strike, right? And I called it a whiff, but I have to eat my words. The fact that he killed the Lina, he focused G, and G is the big damage dealer for Empire. I think it was perfect from Sanking. Now, I misread the situation. I thought, hey, he's going to epicenter and Burrow Strike 3 or 4 of them. Only really got 1 or 2, but he got the key targets that mattered.
So Naga Siren still not getting the Fusel Blade. I mean, if you get the Manta style, you can kill the bugs more quick. You can dodge Lina stun. I mean, after this, it's okay to have Boots of Travel, but I would still prefer for her to have a Diffusal Blade because that's just raw damage.
Hey, it seems a little bit odd. Is there any chance she goes for Radiance after this?
She could, yeah.
Draw the game out?
If she feels like it, if they're in a good spot, maybe try to sneak a Roche. It's always easy to fight into the Roche pit with their heroes. Panda Split, Burrow Strike, Naga Siren ulti.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom shrine.
OD with Tranquil Boots.
Radiant's bottom shrine has
Gonna get Yulesed up. No Astral. And that is an easy pick-off with a well-timed snowball. And Empire straight into action bottom lane. Top, it's being held by Kuman. He'll watch King RTP. And they'll see Dahak, as well as the Sand King, removing themselves from that top lane. But the raw Miposhka catches Naga as she walks straight into his waiting open arms. The clasp of the Beastmaster. Too strong to contend with, but in we go. Another stun with the Veil. Sand King's in with a good amount of damage. They've killed G yet again. Really good focus here as they'll throw the Primal Split towards Empire and look to continue this fight for as long as they possibly can. Kuman being a bit of a nuisance up on the front lines, forcing Gambit at least to retreat back to the safety of their ramp.
Yeah, it feels like Vanskar didn't play this hero for quite some time. I might be wrong. His Brewlings were stuck in the same position for almost 2 seconds after the split. Maybe he lagged, who knows. You can always blame it on lag, because no one else knows besides you and your internet provider.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Blame it on DDoS then. You know? Some kid with a botnet. And what we're looking at now, 12 to 36. Empire still in a commanding lead. Is it worrying, the fact they haven't been able to finish this game? You know, do we need a BKB from G, for instance, to really just end it?
I don't think so. I think they just need to position themselves better. Dazzle needs to be in a good spot. We were pretty hard to take down with the Lincolns here. They need to pop it first. Also, Tusk doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet, but if he gets a good snowball off, they can just save him. So it's all about the positioning. Naga Siren committed for a buyback. She also just used ulti defensively. If they want to, Team Empire can just wait for the next Roche. Maybe they saw this Song of the Siren being used on the bottom lane.
Still smoked up for a couple of seconds. Sentries, obs, unfortunately in range of a Radiant sentry as they try and push this line closer and closer to the Radiant base.
He actually had the Blink Dagger. It was on Courier, so Tusk is as well extremely farmed. So if they position themselves well, they could just finish the game from here. They know that there's no buyback on Naga Siren. Probably no ulti, but Roche is gonna spawn in a second.
There he is. Empire could swing back into the pit for it. Well, they want to keep up this relentless pressure. The onslaught of the Radiant base, but another good catch. Sand King's in with a Primal Split to help out. G has to sell fuels to buy some time. They've got a Grave in the back if they need it as well from Madden. LSA into Laguna Blade, and that's the Sand King gone. The absolutely most important hero here for Gambit. Probably going to have to buy back because he's dead for 40 seconds. And with the Primal Split ending, the teamfight capabilities now of the Radiant side looking limited. Where's the Sand King? He's not buying back just yet. Astral buys a little bit of time, but Vanscore is still going to die, and they jump in with a roar now. Sand King buys back. Epicenter, Blink, Burrow is not coming. He's too far away. He catches one, but it's only the Beastmaster as they roll in with a snowball, find the die back to take the Sand King out of the game. Barracks now open and exposed. 2 heroes gone from Gambit as the OD stranded, naked, cold, and alone. It is not looking good out there, and Gambit call GG.
Oh man, I kind of feel sad for Gambit. They seemed pretty tilted in this game. 40 kills and 25 minutes. Something's not clicking.
Something definitely went wrong. And that was a very snowbally game. A few very nice pickoffs on Lina to stop, or at least just delay that high ground push. You've got to say, you mentioned it multiple times. Sand King had a pretty damn good game. It's just that nobody else did.
The bottom lane got destroyed by Beastmaster and Dazzle. I'm not even sure they could do anything differently, set up the lanes to be in their favor, and I would blame it a little bit on Naga Siren item choice. If she had a Diffusal Blade, at least that would be some kind of a damage, slow, more control in a team fight.
At least going into a fight.
Yes. So you have your hero who's most farmed, has Boots of Travel, Yasha, for raid bans. I'm not against raid bans. It increases your farming capabilities and just overall damage, some stats. She's sitting on 25 armor, which is great against Lina and Weaver, but there's also a lot of physical damage on Team Empire side. So
Yeah.
Kind of hard to fight into, but nonetheless, that was a 25-minute Diffusal Blade pot on Naga Siren.
Sometimes you
kind of unacceptable.
Sometimes you kind of just have to go in and fight, right? Like, to me, this is close to the equivalent of like an alchemist going Midas Battle Fury Radiance, right? You know,
exactly.
You've gone like farming items, slowly building up,
and
then the game ends.
And look at the build on Affinage. Like, I'm not against drums. It's fine, but 3 null talismans into drums, into Yasha.
Yeah. No force staff.
It just feels bad. 1 force staff just to have 1 extra save on your team besides Astral would be fine.
Well.
Now look at the damage.
Sand King. I mean, did he hang on a second. Where's the old scoreboard? Damage dealt 20k. Yeah, by far. By very, very, very far. I mean, Naga did 8.3k.
I mean, Afterlife was always a good player in terms of positioning himself. Always played those initiating heroes. I loved his performance on LC before, I gotta say, but we can still see a veteran of the scene doing well, even though his team is not.
Well, we'll see what they can get up to in the lower bracket. We have another series coming up in not too long, hopefully about 5-10 minutes. Team Spirit taking on Empire.Faith as we have a short break and return with our next series, our final series of today, actually.